actually thinks
It was a
like
bit
that.
of a laugh. It's tongue-in-cheek, Danielle. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's funny.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Crystal24, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the Victoria's Secret fashion show and give my review on the show. I don't know about you, but I found out about the show like making a comeback about 3 months ago on Twitter, like one of the pop crave accounts that like talks about like celebrity news and stuff. They basically announced Tyler and Lisa were going to be performing at the Victoria's Secret fashion show like this year. So I was like, oh, like it's making a comeback. This is not how I would have liked to have found out. Like you would think that the marketing team would have done like a little mini movie. Every single app I should have gone on, whether it's TikTok, Twitter, I wanted the Victoria's Secret fashion show like advert to be like hitting me in the face, like, hey, did you know that we're coming back? Like with a brand like Victoria's Secret and how iconic the show is, I don't know why it wasn't advertised as much or pushed as much. Obviously, people were saying that like the budget wasn't budget, you know, when a cost of living crisis and even Victoria's Secret is affected. So I've been watching the show since 2012. If you watch like shows like from Fendi or Dior, like a Chanel fashion, like you know when they do their summer or spring like show and then they're like doing the runway, certain models, you know, like Gigi Hadid, Anoki Ai, Bella Hadid, like you know them, or like Adota Ketch and stuff like that, like you know them. But like even then, like on these for these whenever they walk with these big brands or these big fashion houses, sorry, it's almost like the clothes are wearing the model. So it's like, yes, that's Gigi Hadid, but we're here for what she's wearing, right? But what with the Victoria's Secret fashion show, it gave the girls like it's about you, and it's like that give us personality, and I feel like that's what that was what was different, like in terms of fashion about the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like it's almost like it was about the models, and that the models were wearing the like the lingerie, and that it wasn't wearing the models. You know what I mean? So like when girls are walking the runway, you're like, oh, this is this person, this is this person. Like you know them by name, you know them by face. And also, funny enough, like after the show, I went back and watched the 2016 show. And obviously, if you look at the comments, like there's a couple of comments that were recent that were like, people were saying, oh, I had to come back and watch this show because, and to be quite fair, 2016, the VS fashion show, like 2016 was one of the best. Like, was it the best? Probably not. There's like quite a couple of, I don't think even you can measure it as like the best show. I think it's like certain moments that you remember, like, oh, when this person did this, when this person did that. And I feel like 2016 was an iconic show as well. So I think people had to like go back and was like, and were like, oh, I'm reminiscing because this show was not as like, this show was better compared to like 2024. And you think that like after a hiatus, a 6-year hiatus, like the show producers and stuff like that would have gone a lot harder. I'm going to start with celebrity performances. So obviously this year, the celebrity performers were Lisa, Tyler, and Cher. Perfect. I feel like whoever was on the sound or the music, like whoever was on sound and music, like their crew, they've done their assignment. Like if you look at it as a group project, whoever was on the sound and music, like they did what they were asked to do and they delivered. Everybody else, not so much. I feel like, yeah, Lisa opened the show. She was phenomenal. I love her opening, like the bicycle, her coming in on a motorbike. Well, she didn't really come in on a motorbike, but like the pose of a motorbike, and then the performance. Lisa, like even on like her looks were absolutely incredible. She looked good. Then like, yeah, Lisa, like somebody said that like Lisa and Tyler had better wings and better costumes than like some of the models that were on the runway, which is crazy. But yeah, Lisa A. I know that I think Sean Bankhead choreographed her, and obviously Sean Bankhead, he is who he says he is. Like every person that he's worked with, like Normani, Victoria Monet. Also, I'm so happy that he was working with Lisa because Lisa's known to dance. Like one thing about Lisa, she can dance, and that's what she did. Like I love the little split moment. I don't know whether this was done individually on people's teams, but whoever was on the music mixing was absolutely incredible. Lisa's mix, like the sound quality for every Victoria's Secret fashion show is amazing, but like the music mixing for Lisa and also Tyler was amazing. Like whoever did that was phenomenal. The little runway section, like dance that she did, it was choreographed by, like it was collaborated with someone called Diva. I saw that account on Twitter, and she was like basically like saying how happy she was to be able to get a chance to work with Lisa. And so yeah, like she like choreographed that, and that was absolutely amazing. So like there's no critique for Lisa there. She ate that performance. Tyler looked absolutely stunning. She was so cute when she did the little walk, and I feel like that was like obviously people were trying to use that moment and be like, oh my gosh, people have done it. But yeah, like, is it a Victoria's Secret fashion show if even when you watch it in your bedroom, like you stand up and you're like modeling and like you're walking across the your bedroom and then you'd hit a pose and then you think like, oh, it's a camera, but no, it's actually like you're envisioning that it's a camera, but no, it's actually the wall in your bedroom or it's a mirror. And you're just like, nah, like, is it like a Victoria's Secret fashion show if you're not like imitating the models and you're not imitating the walks? Like, it's an incredible like moment. So yeah, like obviously Tyler did that and she looked amazing. I loved as well, like I don't know whether, I don't think it was like directed like from whoever was in charge of the show. I think it was just like Tyler's team made a decision and this team made a decision. But obviously like Tyler's a performer as well. But I'm glad that like she dialed it back. I'm like, I know that like it wasn't like a, or like I'm dialing it back, I'm giving less. Like she gave exactly what she needed to give, but she did like almost like less is more. And I love that about Tyler, that obviously she could have like come on stage and did like a whole dancing performance right after Lisa, but then that would have been too like almost like clashing. But I'm glad that like we got like that spectacular opening performance from Lisa, and then Tyler came out and then almost like did like a, no, I don't need backup dancers, like I'm Tyler bitch, and that's exactly what she did. Yeah, I love the opening, like the segment, like the chorus for Water, and then she went into Push to Start. Also, Push to Start is a beautiful song, so I'm glad she performed that. I would have like liked her to have gone from Push to Start to Breathe Me. Like I love that song on her album, or even Art. Like that would have been a perfect like song, because I think like with Water, it probably just needed the chorus. Like obviously Tyler had like the Water chorus, and then she went to Push to Start, and then she went into Water again. And I know that obviously Water is like her biggest song. To be quite fair, that's not my favorite Tyler song. Like I don't like the song Water. Obviously, I love her as an artist. I love all of her other songs. I don't have to like Water, but yeah, is it like my favorite Tyler songs? Tyler song, no. I would have preferred for her to have kept the chorus, the Water chorus, and then like almost like as an introduction. That was incredible. And then gone into Push to Start, and then gone into either Breathe Me, Art, or even like Truth or Dare. Like that would have been a more of like a better um selection, but that's just my opinion. And then like this is where I got a bit confused again, was that Lisa came back out and she did like her new song, which is like I think it's called Moonlit Floor or something. But it's like a sample from Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer. And that's why I was a bit confused, because although Lisa looked spectacular, both her first outfit and her second outfit change. Obviously I like the second outfit change even better, like the wings, the lace, like my good sis was given body. For me, it looked like it was a collaboration, even though obviously that's what it is. But it's like I would have loved Lisa to have done her whole thing. So going to Rockstar, going to Moonlit Floor, and then Tyler comes out, and then I think that slot that Lisa came back out again, I think it should have been given to somebody else. Like some of the names that I wrote down were like Megan Thee Stallion. I feel Megan Thee Stallion, obviously if you're talking about body, like who else than Megan Thee Stallion? Or like, and also like Megan has had a amazing year this year, so like that's why like a moment like if you were, because obviously you're looking at like Lisa performed, and then Tyler performed, and then so for Lisa to come back out again, that was a moment. But and also I have no critique, but it was like it felt out of place, and it was a bit like, oh, Lisa's back out again. And then like then we went to this whole rock star performance, and then it was Cher, and I was like, oh, that's odd. I kind of feel like Lisa's performances should have been combined, and then it should have gone to Tyler. And then obviously if there were like how it felt like watching it, it felt like somebody else was supposed to perform and they called off sick or something, or they couldn't make it, and they were like, okay, Lisa, get back out there and do something else. That's how it felt like. Or it felt like it was Lisa was headlining, and then she was like, let Tyler come out and perform. Tyler did her thing, and Lisa was like, all right, I'm back out again. Like that's how it felt like when Lisa came back out again. So I kind of feel like they should have combined Lisa's performance. Tyler should have come out, and then it should have been like if they were looking for a little slot, like then I would have, like I was thinking like someone like Megan Thee Stallion. A name that I also saw, like even I thought about it and I wrote it down, was Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo. But obviously I think like with how small that section was, like would Sabrina Carpenter, like Sabrina would have had to have like would have had to be the main act. Would have had to have like a longer performance. But obviously I think Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo as well, like they are currently on tour, so it just wouldn't work. But like without that would have been amazing. That would have been an amazing moment with all these new pop girlies. I also put like Billie Eilish or Thames, but like that's I put like a question mark because I'm like a bit sticky because would there, and that's not a dig at Victoria's Secret, that's not a dig at Billie Eilish or Thames, but those with the kind of like the brand that Billy represents and Thames represents, like would that have worked alongside Victoria's Secret? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's how I felt. Like that's why I put a question mark because I was like, Billie Eilish is a big name, like, and also Thames is doing her thing. Like she had an amazing album this year. But like with what like the body positivity and stuff like that they preach, and I know that Victoria's Secret is doing the work to try and like do better with their brand. But like, would that have worked well with what Billie Eilish and Thames stand for? Like that was where like it confused me. Even now, as I was like writing my notes, I thought of Aya Nakamura. She would have slayed as well, like in that little segment. Or I thought of Tate McRae. Like I know Tate, she just released her new song. Like I think it's called like It's Okay, or like You Can Have Me. That's how I think of the song. Like You Can Have Me Anyway. That song is actually it's a really good song, and obviously like she's also worked with Sean Bankhead. So like that, like I think having Tate McRae come out and do like in that little section, that would have ate. So that's like my only little critique. Somebody came to do like a guitar. I'm sorry, but they didn't introduce this person. But they had like a little guitar solo. But yeah, that little segment was really good. That was like fun as well. And obviously like Cher came in, who was like the last performer. Obviously Cher bodied it. She didn't need an introduction, but I loved her little introduction where like her pictures were on like the big screen behind. That was amazing. And I love that, like obviously she sang like all of her iconic songs. So and now I want to talk about the models. The diversity was great, and also like it was great seeing like some old faces, like Candice, correct me, I feel like I'm gonna body her last name, but I think it's Candice Swanepoel, and obviously Gigi Hadid, Bella Hadid making a comeback. Like Bella's first of all, Bella's body was banging. Candice's body was banging as well. But Bella looked absolutely amazing. Like one of the best looks of the night. Seeing Jasmine Tux again. Like I kind of like had like a little tear in my eye, like because obviously Jasmine Tux was like my favorite Victoria's Secret model and like Victoria's Secret Angel. And also like with Jasmine as well, I know that like for me, I've always been, especially as someone that's been watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show like for many years, like on TikTok, she's like popped off and like people love her fashion. Like she's become like a TikTok girly now. Even though like obviously people knew her from people, some people have known her now from TikTok, but I know her from like, oh, that's my girl from the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like she's an angel. Like put some respect on her. And obviously she also went viral. Like her wedding went viral. It was a bit brief. Like we just blinked and then like Jasmine was on the runway and then now she wasn't. But like I think it was like a moment where I was like, nah, like it's great that like she's taking this experience, gone, and she's like, it almost seems like, oh, this girl is gonna be okay. Like when I saw the show, I was like, oh, this girl is like, when I think of Jasmine, I think of a girl that's gonna be okay, or a girl that is okay. Like she's come out, like obviously had the run with Victoria's Secret. She's got married. She's had a child now. She's literally on TikTok. Like she's one of the main TikTok girlies, like doing her thing. When you think of fashion, when you think of like a girl who like I'll go to girly when it comes to makeup advice, like fashion advice, like Jasmine is that girl. And so like she's gone and built her brand, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna come out and do this Victoria's Secret fashion show as like a, even though I don't really need it, like I am that girl, I've built my brand, but I'm gonna come and do this like as a little favor sort of thing. Like I love that about Jasmine. Like seeing her was amazing. Taylor Hill as well, I think she's cut her hair, but Taylor, like her hair look was incredible. We'll get into the topic of hair later because that was Victoria's Secret. Like you missed the ball when it came to hair. Bahati as well, Prince Lou. Another name, I might get this wrong as well, but Doutzen Cruz. Her comeback was amazing. I think people were saying that like for an icon of Doutzen who was given so much service to the show, like what they had her in was diabolical. Kate Moss as well, making an like a appearance. Irina Shayk, like Irina also had one of my favorite look, like one of the best looks of the show as well. Adriana Lima. People also said that like for a veteran, Adriana Lima was done dirty. Like what they had my girl wearing was not up to par. Alessandra Ambrosio as well. Tyra Banks closed the show. That was amazing. Seeing a couple of like new faces that were like new to the brand. Alex Consani, like if you're on TikTok, I think obviously Alex is a model already, but obviously she's like another like TikTok girly, and so like having her on this on the show was like a full circle moment. I was like, oh my gosh, like look at my girl, like TikTok, like you are that girl on TikTok, and now you're like walking the talk. Even though like I'm not saying that like she was invited because she's from TikTok. Like Alex is already a model. Anoki Eye, like another moment was seeing my girl Anoki Eye. Also, like speaking of Alex Consani as well, like people were saying that like her wings were just not great. To be quite fair, they weren't bad. Like some people had like, and the thing is, like when Alex was walking, that was when Tyler was performing Push to Start, and I think you could see like the correlation between how good Tyler's wings were compared to like some of the other like models on the runway. I don't think her wings were the worst, but somebody said that like it looked like a pad, like a sanitary pad, like it was made out of sanitary pad material, and they were like, here, let's cut it into wing shake and put Alex Consani out. And I was like, how? Like, don't do that to my girl. Like, Alex Consani looked incredible. But see, people were saying that like her wings weren't that good. Anok Yai ate like, and especially like on Twitter, seeing somebody, because obviously Anok was discovered on like at college, like she went to like a festival or something like that, or like a homecoming thing, and she was like discovered, and obviously her career took on. I think I remember watching that vlog on YouTube. I don't know who it was, but like somebody did like a vlog of like her like doing like getting ready to go to the festival or the thing that she was going to, and then like only to find out that like she's like now like a very successful model now. So I think it was like a whenever I see Anok, I'm always gonna remember like how far she's come, and I really like that about her. Carla Bruni also walked the show as well. Yeah, obviously there was no Giselle. There was no Leomi Anderson as well. Like I think it's weird because Leomi Anderson was like made into an angel, and then like obviously then they did like the whole hiatus and like they scrapped the whole angel thing. So see that was a bit sad that my girl didn't get to like walk the show as an angel. But yeah, but like yeah, no Giselle, who's like an icon, but apparently it was due to budgeting issues that apparently they couldn't afford my good sis Giselle. No Romy tried as well. Like she is a beautiful like Victoria's, and I also like subscribe to her on YouTube as well. So yeah, it's sad that obviously she couldn't make it out as well. And also like there was some plus size models as well. Ashley Graham as well made like a like walked the runway. So I think it was interesting to see that about Victoria's Secret and them being like, this is like the changes that we've made to the brand. Next is the fashion. Some of the fashion moments that I really loved were like what Bella Hadid wore was absolutely incredible. Like I think she was one of the best like dressed like yeah top five like best dress on that runway. Irina looked amazing as well. There was this model, I think her name was Micah. He's now a meme on both TikTok and Twitter.
Actually, it was a bit of a laugh. It's tongue in cheek, Danielle. It's tongue in cheek. It's funny.
Basically, somebody said that because they gave her no wings and like this long ass dress, she was like, "You're not gonna get anything from me," and just like the strong ass pose. So yeah, but I'm glad that she found it funny, and she like went back on TikTok and made like a joke about it. And so in terms of production, I felt like the production quality was good. The sound was brilliant. I love that they kept the live audience, like being able to hear the cheers of like live audience, like when somebody came out, like when when Tyra Banks closed the show, and obviously like the audience roared, and when certain models came on again, like you had uh like Candice. I don't know why I call her. I don't know. For some reason I keep wanting to say Candice, but it's like Candice Swanepoel. Yeah, like when she came out, and like so many other of these like iconic models that were also part of the Victoria's Secret brand, like watching them come out again and walk the runway again was absolutely incredible. So this year there was no fantasy bra, and it was very interesting because obviously people's thoughts are because it has something to do with the that the show didn't really have as big of a budget as like they have had in the past. I hope that they don't take it away from like, I hope that it's just like a thing this year where it's like, oh, we didn't really have the budget, so we're not going to do a fantasy bra this year. But I hope that they don't remove it away from the brand, because that's your thing. Like the fantasy bra is like goes like neck and neck like with the Victoria's Secret brand. It's like I did a video on Love Island like last time. Like I was thinking about this, like Love Island, like Casa Amor is that thing. Like you can't really have Love Island without Casa Amor. It's like having like even like Miss Universe. Like if somebody wins Miss Universe or whatever it is, like the crown, like that they put on them and like the sash and everything like that, like that's part of it. Like you can't have a Miss Universe competition and like not have the crown, like, and so you can't have a Victoria's Secret fashion show without giving someone a fantasy bra. So like when Tyra came out, obviously like there was a cheer, and I was like, I remember like zooming in, like is she wearing the fantasy bra? Like what's going on? Like obviously I understand why people cheer because it's Tyra and she's also a Victoria's Secret like icon and stuff. But I was like, where's the Victoria's Secret fashion like the fantasy bra? Did I miss it? I was here googling like who wore it this year, and apparently they weren't gonna do it this year, and I was like, what? Like if you're, and so it made me think like, was this Victoria's Secret fashion show? Was this like was this a tribute show? Because if it was a tribute show, they did like an alright attempt. Like if it's like a, oh, you know, we stopped doing the fashion show at 2018 and we're bringing it back this year just for like, you know, for nostalgia purposes, that's fine, because obviously they brought back some, you know, some models that have been modeling with them for some time, and like some big well-known models as well that are current. So I feel like if it was like a nostalgic moment or like a tribute moment, that would have been fine. But if they plan on continuing it again as the couple of years, like if they're bringing the show back, they have like a lot of work to do, and the fantasy bra is something that needs to make a comeback. The marketing like needs to be done a lot better. That was like a little bit of like the downfall part of like why people didn't really tune in. How I would have done it, doing some sort of an advert or like a mini movie of the show, like, and doing like a, okay, like explain, or like having like a little voiceover, like, oh, after 6 years we're back, we're better than ever. Save the dates because this is going to be an iconic date. Like the Victoria's Secret fashion show is making a comeback. So like the models that were new, so like Anoki I, I'd have like shown a video of their casting calls. So seeing them like walking and being told, congratulations, you're going to be walking the show for the veterans. Because I know that like Alexandra Ambrosio or Adriana Lima, they were not going to be like doing a casting call. Like they're icons. So I would have loved to have seen like the phone call, or even like the phone calls like Jasmine Tux and being like, sis, like, are you busy on October, what was the date, like October 15th or October, yeah, I think it was October 15th, like, are you busy? And then they'd be like, no, why? They'd be like, because we kind of need you for the Victoria's Secret fashion show. They should have done like an advert with that, and then been like, oh, we're coming back.
I feel like an angel.
You are an angel. What was your reaction when you heard that you got the call back for Victoria's Secret show?
I was like, oh my god, it's happening. And then it happened.
How do you describe your feeling in one word?
I feel like an angel.
They should have kept the fantasy bra as part of the show. I'd have said like, I think they should definitely given it to like Tyra, especially the way that she came out. That would have been incredible. Like the way she, like her revealing the fantasy bra, especially like Tyra is like thicker now and she's more curvier. So like having a fantasy bra being worn by a curvy woman or a curvy model would have been like iconic, or like a little like interesting moment as well. In terms of the fantasy bra, because I know that this whole like Victoria's Secret angels, and then the Victoria's, you have like the models and then you have the angels, like that caused a little bit of like a almost like Mean Girl-esque or Mean Girl-ish, or like you're not part of the crew, you're not part of the club. And I feel like obviously that's like they're changing that aspect like of the brand. They should still keep the fantasy bra, but like maybe perhaps like use the fantasy bra as like a way to like introduce like a new model. So like maybe perhaps like create the fantasy bra, tell us about it, like, oh, what's it made out of, like what's the price value. But I feel like if they want to bring more customers and more clientele into Victoria's Secret and like boost sales a little bit, they could like put the fantasy bra, like make the fantasy bra go on tour in the, yeah, like go on tour in like the little in the stores across the world, and then like people can go in, see the fantasy bra like in person. Obviously there's gonna need, like with how expensive it is, it's gonna need security and stuff, but like people can take pictures with it, and then like after a full year you've like already revealed the fantasy brand, how it's made and stuff like that, and then like on the show it gets to be like worn by like a new model. So almost like, or instead of us doing like you have to be an angel to wear the, like you have to be like part of the crew, you have to be an angel to wear the fantasy bra. It should be like, oh, like this is a new model that's going to be walking the Victoria's Secret runway for the first time, so here's us crowning her as an official Victoria's Secret model, and like have her wear the fantasy bra for the first time. And I think that would be like more like wholesome and that'd be more like cuter. I don't know where this year's Victoria's Secret fashion show was held, but I hope that they carry on doing it across the year. Where like I remember one year where it was held in, obviously I think in 2016 it was held in Paris and that was amazing. I think one year it was held in Shanghai. I think it might have been 2017 or something. It was held in Shanghai and that was cool. So I think that they should carry on doing that where they do the show in different cities, and then maybe like at the end of the show, like obviously you have the show and the models come out and it's like an encore, everyone's celebrating, there's confetti everywhere, and then you have the credits, like showing credits to people who have like, you know, have helped make the show what it is. And then like in the end, you know how like you watch a Marvel movie and it's like after the Marvel movie is finished, you have like the credits, and then after the credits it's like a snippet which is like which shows, or like a teaser which shows like what to expect in another movie or like in the part 2 or whatever. I kind of feel like they should do that where it's like the show ends, the models come out, confetti encore, encore, like the show finishes, confetti, everybody comes out, the performers come out like Tyler and everybody else, Lisa comes out, and then you have like the credits, like, you know, producer, this person, this person, this person, and afterwards where they show like this is where it's going next year. So like next year, see you in Istanbul. I don't know why we're going to Istanbul. Like next year we're going to this, and then it's like creating excitement. Having black makeup artists and hairstylists this year was absolutely incredible. I don't know whether it's been like that through the previous years, but I know that like I know Anokia and especially Naomi Anderson have been very, very vocal about this. Whenever these models, like especially if you're black and you're dark skinned, they don't really have like diverse like makeup artists or makeup artists and hairstylists who know how to do black hair. So often like they have these girls on the runway looking crazy. And so I loved how like a beautiful Anoki looks, like her makeup was done like spectacularly, and also like her hair, like her like having hair was even like a, because also like people have, there's been like dialogue that sometimes a lot of these like black models sometimes have like short hair because like the hairstylist think it's easy to maintain. Like seeing Anok with her like high pony and her makeup, like her face beat, my girl was like eight down, and I was so happy. So like kudos to Victoria's Secret. The hair, like hair and the beauty, like the girls being pampered. You know, when they're doing interviews before the Victoria's Secret fashion show and they've all got rollers in their hair, like, and that's what people are talking about as well. Like that's what the show lacked this year, was a lot more people were doing slick backs, and it's like some people looked good, slick backs look good. Other people, it's like they should have given you some extensions, put your hair down, put like giving you some bouncier curls. Like that is Victoria's Secret hair. Victoria's Secret hair even has like you already have like thoughts about what a Victoria's Secret hair should look like, and I feel like they missed the bar there. And that was like really easy. Like how easy would it have been to give people some extensions and some hair rollers and stuck them out. So overall, I really liked the show. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best Victoria's Secret fashion show that I've ever seen. After you have like a 6-year hiatus, you would think that your comeback show would be like, I'm coming to remind these girls who Victoria is. I love watching, one thing I love as well, like especially with the audience reaction and stuff, I love the little the backstage. So you know when like after the models have walked stage and it's like a section has been done, I love it when they show like a little behind the scenes. So where like you see the model rushing and you have like hair and makeup, or like the studio, like the assistants are like running behind these models and make sure that they're good and they're well put together. Seeing them as well like backstage, like jumping to the music as well. I'm glad that they didn't take that out, because it just goes to show like what goes on into, like, we see a polished show, but actually there's like pandemonium backstage. Somebody said that like the Victoria's Secret fashion show this year seemed more corporate. I feel like it was more calmer. The shows in like the 2012, 2013, 14, 15, or even 2016 show, when they actually walk on the show, it was like, come on, like I'm walking the show, like there was personality. Yeah, that's also another thing that like people were saying. It's like a lot of the models were very like, with people like Irina, Bella Hadid, it worked because they've got face, they were giving body. So it's like, all I need to do is literally just like pose and give you what needs to be given. Barbara Palvin is like absolutely spectacular at this. They weren't giving us personality, and one thing about Victoria's Secret, like, give us smiles, give us personality, give us bombshells. Like it wasn't giving bombshells. It was giving like with some people it was like giving high fashion. It was giving like I don't want to be here, or like what time does this finish so I can go back home. If you reached this part of the video, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me. I really appreciate it. Let me know your opinions of this year's show. Let me know what you think was lacking, and what you think that like was different. And you feel like maybe like that didn't work. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys.